Champions League nights at Anfield, and we have a job to do. Welcome to Marching Reds. I am Aman Chima, and here I am to preview the second leg of the quarterfinal between Liverpool and PSG in the Champions League, going to be played at Anfield. Our backs are up against the wall, but that is where the magic of Anfield should help us. So let's look at this game from different perspectives and start believing the fact that there might be a comeback on for the Reds. So for Liverpool, the performance in Paris wasn't something to be pleased about, but they got a crucial victory in the Premier League against Fulham over the weekend, and that should at least provide them with a much more better mental space going into this game for PSG. I mean, they are a top team. They are the European champions for a reason. And in terms of their quality of the squad, at this point of time, you have to be realistic and understand that they do have a better quality in terms of their squad depth and the way they play. And knowing very well that they have a 2 goal advantage, they are the favorites for this tie. And along with the fact that they did not have to play their league game over the weekend, so the last game they played was against us, and their next game is going to be against us. So they've got this good 6 day break in between. But instead of complaining, instead of making things fair, as a Liverpool fan, as a Liverpool player, you have to deal with what you've got and still hope and believe and make sure that you put the best step forward once the match kicks off. In terms of what sort of lineup would Arne Slot go for? In the first leg, I could sort of understand what Arne Slot was trying to do with the back five or like a back three and two wing backs, and it did not turn out to be as successful as he wanted it to be. And I mean, if you look at the last few minutes of the game, and if you ask any Liverpool fan, the best part about that game was that it still remained 2-0, giving us that hope and leaving that door just a bit open. With that in mind, for this game, I am expecting an all-out attack from Arne Slot, and although that could prove to be detrimental for us, knowing very well that we are not defensively strong enough to handle the width, the pace that these PSG attackers are willing to exploit. But I mean, that's the risk that he has to take. So for me, in terms of the lineup, we're still unsure about Curtis Jones' availability. I mean, if he can make the bench, that would be a good sign, knowing very well that we've got still crucial games coming up in the Premier League. Starting in goal has to be Mamardashvili. In the back four, Milos Kerkez would get a start in that left back position. Van Dijk, Konate, the obvious centre back pairing. In the right back position, Jeremy Frimpong has to get the nod. Now in the midfield and in the attacking line, I mean, I would go for, as I've said, the most attacking options available. So in the midfield, I would go for Ryan Gravenberch, Dominic Soboslai, Florian Wirtz, and would like to set up in a 4-3-3 sort of a formation so that Gravenberch can be the third centre back just in case if he needs to provide more cover. But Soboslai operating in that right attacking central midfield role, complemented with Florian Wirtz on his preferred left side. And for the remaining 3 spots, I'd go for Hugo Ekitike in the left wing position because he got a complete rest against Fulham. So he should be eager to get onto the pitch and be that impactful player that he has been across the season for us. In the right wing position, it has to be our Egyptian king because we want goals. And I would rely on Salah's vision to provide that incisive pass for Alexander Isak, who would be starting for me as the number 9. It would be difficult for Isak to start the game and finish all the 90 minutes. But instead of getting him in the second half and hoping for a quick brace, I would rather want him to start the game, get a good 60-70 minute performance in his legs, and hopefully by that time, we should be in a comfortable position that we find ourselves currently in. And if that's how Arne Slot decides to go, I think it would be the perfect opportunity and an ideal situation for all the parties involved. We get to see Isak. All Liverpool fans are waiting for him to don that Liverpool jersey in a Champions League knockout stage night at Anfield. For the manager, it would prove that he has got enough depth in the squad. For other remaining players, that they've got another body in the attacking line. And for Isak himself, the fact that if he can sustain 60-70 minutes, knowing very well that he's coming off after a long layoff against an opposition like PSG, that is how you can build up his minutes, knowing very well, as I've said with Curtis Jones' situation, that it could be something positive to look forward to the remaining games of the season. So, Mamadashvili, Kirkes, Van Dijk, Konate, Frimpong, Gravenberg, Soboslai, Wirtz, Ekitike, Isak, and Salah. As a Liverpool fan, I'm excited for this game, knowing very well that, we are up against it. But as I've said in my first leg preview, also, we've got nothing to lose. It's everything to gain. And I mean, if we can just play at our natural best, although PSG would be making it difficult for us because they very well know that even if they get 2 goals behind in that game on that night, the game would still hang in balance, and it has to be Liverpool who has to make sure that they not only concede, and even if they do, have to go for the third or the fourth goal. So it's a massive job for Liverpool to do, but that is when the fans at Anfield need to make sure that they make their presence felt, because we've seen umpty number of times that when Liverpool needed Anfield, they have shown up, and when Anfield needed Liverpool, they have shown up as well. So I'm hoping for a magical night tomorrow. I'm hoping for a big comeback. And even if the odds are against us, that is when the comeback is even more special. With the lineup that I've suggested, maybe Arne Slot would decide a bit differently, but with the likes of Rio and Gamoa, who I don't personally feel should get a start in this game, he can definitely have a big impact coming on from the bench, because he would be that kind of a player who is still the spark that Liverpool needs, who is also somebody who got his first Anfield goal just in the last game. Then you've got the experience in Alexis McAllister, Joe Gomez, Andy Robertson to come on. Maybe Chiesa also gets a nod in for the dying minutes. And to have a bench like that for a game like this, that is when the true depth of Liverpool will be tested, because although I've painted this rosy picture of what is likely going to happen according to me, but we also understand the threat that PSG possess, the fact that they completely dominated us last game and they've got a 6-day rest, and they would be making sure that they pounce on any opportunity that Liverpool provides. So it is going to be an open game. It is going to be an exciting game for the neutral, and it won't be something that we saw in Paris last week. So I am all up for it, and I just hope that everybody in that stadium, especially the Reds, ensure that Liverpool has at least a fight in them. In his press conference, Arne Slot was in a much lighter mood, and that was something that I was pleased to see, because in a season in which there could have been multiple positive outcomes, it has not gone to plan, and with the scrutiny that he's been under in, it was nice to see him smiling and, answering the questions of the journalists. And even with the Dominic Szoboszlai, he was motivated. He was making sure that he says the right words heading into the game, and I think that has something which has been maybe addressed or maybe talked about by the leaders, by the manager, by the coaching staff. The fact that it's still 2-0 and we still have it in us to overcome this obstacle, knowing very well how strong PSG is. But instead of focusing on the negatives, if we can focus on our strengths, if we can be our best versions, we know that something might be on the cards. So it's shaping up to be an exciting contest. It's Anfield, it's a knockout stage, it's the Champions League, and I'm sure it's going to be a magical night. Now, you let me know in the comment section on how Arne Slot should approach this game. Let me know your lineup. Let me know if you agree with my approach on going all out attack. And let me know if you think PSG will go through. Do you think Liverpool will go through? Do you think Liverpool will win on the night, but maybe end up a bit short? So let me know what you think, including your score predictions in the comment section below. I'll definitely have a look. I'll see you in the review of this game, hopefully with a good result. Till then, take care.